casuals, right?
Well, thanks, man. We haven't talked in a while.
Not really, no.
Thanks for well, we talked, but not like formally on a podcast in a long time.
That's true. I didn't have much to say.
Yeah. Well, I have tons. I just can't say it to anybody.
Right.
Cooped up here on my own. But thanks for coming on the show again, man. It's we got Adam Levitt here. I'm sure you probably all recognize him from like 3 or 4 episodes in the past. So, but he's in a new place in Squamish.
Yeah.
So we're doing the remote thing, socially isolating.
We're being responsible.
Yeah. I think this is interesting because like we're doing this Skype thing a few times in a row, and the video's not very great. But it seems to be working pretty well. I mean, you can make it really simple. You can make it super hard. But anyway, this is going to be episode 33.
Nice.
We're climbing up, yeah. How you doing, man? What's going on? How's
pretty good.
Yeah. You working on bikes or something now?
Well, I'm trying to do a bike service for cash dealio out of my garage. So if anybody needs their bike serviced, come see me or hit me up. So
Adam Levitt is a fantastic bike mechanic. Basically, Squamish. I feel like a lot of MSR or ASMR going on right now. A lot of lip slapping happening.
Oh yeah. And what happened to your camera?
Turn down the gain.
You just wanted to show me your tat. No, it's good. Yeah, it was funny you're saying that from home. I've been watching like all the late night guys are like. Have you seen all the late night guys like posting stuff from their home?
No.
It's kind of weird. Like I watched the Seth Meyers and he basically posted from his hallway, like his usual. What's the usual thing he does? Like his monologue, the inside edition or inside chat or whatever it is, and it's so weird without maybe it's not as funny because there's no audience or no laugh track, and he's just kind of telling jokes, and it's like
there's nobody like helping you decide to laugh when things are funny or not funny.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think Jimmy Kimmel's doing the same stuff, like he's doing it from home. And the best thing I saw this week was Stephen Colbert changing his bike tire, trying to remember how to change a tire on his bike. That was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, Stephen Colbert. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you can't have a studio audience and you can't be with your crew. Like, I wonder how those guys are all paying their crew right now.
If they are.
Crazy. Yeah. Do you mind if I turn on Instagram Live for a few minutes, or do you care? We don't have to.
I don't care. No, I don't care.
Sweet. No one's gonna give a shit, but it's last time I had like.
Do you have people actually watching?
We're live. Yeah, I had like 25 people watching last time, maybe 30 people max.
Oh, really? I tuned in a couple times. Yeah.
It's just boring. People don't want to watch. So yeah. I don't know. I don't think anybody's.
So many people are Instagram living though. Like it's popping up all the time. Like I usually don't notice it, but like at one time today there was like 6 people going Instagram live, and I didn't watch what they were doing, but whatever. So.
I mean, I've been doing the dumbest Instagram stuff for the past like week and a half. Just like it's so bored. I'm on my couch. I'm like, I just make up dumb videos and makes me laugh. So I figured somebody out there might laugh. I don't know.
You're not part of all these challenges that are going on, like all the challenges that just clog the feed.
I'm against challenges. No one challenges me.
The wipeout challenge, you probably have no footage of your wipeout, but that would.
Yeah, it's a pretty hefty wipeout challenge. I don't really. Oh yeah, everybody's looking to say, "What's up? Who's on there?" Marina, Kendra, hey everybody. Yeah, I saw those wipeout challenges, and people have some serious wipeouts, man. Like Instagram wipeout challenge. I mean, holy shit! I don't have mine on video, which. I don't even know. I don't even know what it would. It doesn't even look that bad, but
you could just post the X-ray of your face.
Oh, dude, people. Mike Shaw put his up, and I'd never seen it before.
He has a video of his.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks somewhat simple until you get up, and it's fucking It's kind of hard to watch actually, but
right.
Kudos to him. Shout out, man, for putting that up there because that's the wipeout. Like.
Yeah.
But people like tomahawking, man, like getting worked, dude. Like I'm like, how do you even like? It's crazy.
Yeah, no.
People around here have done some crazy shit, but I've done the push-up challenge. I don't know what else there is.
Oh yeah, push-up challenge. Well, there's the photo one that Tim Zimmerman's doing that I kind of participated in today. That's actually a cool one. I like that one.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I made fun of the one where it was like, send me a DM and I'll post my.
Yeah.
Posting here a photo. I thought that was pretty good. I made fun of it, I guess. I shouldn't have made fun of it because I should just join in the fun and have fun. But I was on my couch bored, man. I was like, I had to make fun of something. So,
yeah.
But you know what's great is people are like actually way more like I watch these like live, yoga studios and watch these people doing live stuff to get around, like not being able to be around people. It's pretty cool to watch people just doing stuff and like getting on with just staying connected.
Yeah.
Like,
well, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna go crazy if you're not.
You're gonna go biking in Squamish and get shunned or shamed for going outside and doing something.
Yeah.
Is that dangerous territory? I shouldn't talk about that.
No, not at all. It's crazy. It was last weekend was out of hand. It was nuts. We drove up to Whistler. We wanted to go up the mountain. We were going to go touring, and it was like, I think we went for a walk first, me and Lauren, and we were walking, and we were kind of by the highway. I'm like, there's a lot of cars going up the highway right now. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, it's like almost like a regular Saturday. And then we started driving up, and every pullout was packed. Like Brome Lake was overflowing, Tantalus Lookout was overflowing. Any place where there was a trail, it was like overflowing, and we're like, what the fuck? And then we get to kind of halfway up, we checked in. We're like, okay, if it's really busy, like let's not do it. And we drove up to Blackcomb, and like lot 7 was maybe a quarter full, lot 8 was half full, and people were just hanging out everywhere. And we kind of like did a loop around in our car, looked out, and we're like, no, let's not do it. And we just drove back home.
Well, at first they were saying like, get outside and enjoy nature and stuff, right? And I was like, okay, cool. And then everyone got outside and enjoyed nature. It's like, It's the same. It was like, it was as busy as it was on a regular ski day. You were saying the parking lot was jammed, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not as bad as a regular ski day, but then you could see people just going up the ski out. And there's dogs everywhere. And I'm like, this is kind of like, it was like, it was a perfect Saturday, like weather-wise. And I think it was all city people. And then I saw footage from like the Chief, and like the Chief was like crazy packed. Everyone was going up those ladders, like the metal ladders.
Yeah, I saw some videos of that. People are shaming. I mean, it's tough, man. Like, I get it, but people, it's just like you just go out, right? You just have this like, you spend so long in your life just going out and doing things that all of a sudden you got to stop. It's hard to just hit the brakes and put yourself in a different mode. I think it's happening now for sure, but.
Yeah, I mean, almost like the nice weather was almost a curse in a way. It was like, it almost just needs to like, I think this weekend's supposed to be pretty bad weather, so it's like, okay, people will just stay inside.
It's supposed to dump, man. It's supposed to snow.
It's supposed to dump. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's supposed to like tons of snow. I was talking to Jeff, my neighbor Jeff. Anybody who doesn't know Jeff, I was watching, and he's like, he showed me the forecast. I haven't even looked. I put my skis away. I just figured it's over. I mean, it is over, I guess. But man, it's gonna dump. I guess ski touring is probably still. Maybe if you went up to Duffy or something like that, it might not be so bad and busy, but probably is.
I don't know. Like they apparently again, like last weekend, like Joffrey was a scene, and then like Pemberton are like, do not. Well, Squamish is like, don't come here. Pemberton's like, don't come here. We're closed. Like, we don't want you, basically. So
yeah, and I don't disagree with that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get everyone's trying to do their own thing. I just think that like, choose your time to go outside and choose like, just on your bike trail. There's like tons of people around. I don't know. I don't disagree with any of it, but I don't know how I feel about all of it.
Well, it's just weird. Like you see people still riding in the large groups and stuff. Like even people are congregating on my streets because I'm at the bottom of some of the trails, and it's like, what are you doing? Like I went for a ride last Friday, and I solo ride all the time, and I just biked by like a whole bunch of groups, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I was gonna go over to like Quest, and then I'm like, nah, I bet you it's a scene over there. And then I was talking to Leishman, and she was like, yeah, it was crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna bike over here, like where it's more mellow.
Isn't Quest out of business, or didn't they go bankrupt? The whole university in Squamish, it's bankrupt.
Oh
right?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, they're bankruptcy protection or something like that, but I don't know. Yeah,
protection.
I'm not sure.
They're screwed now. I mean, nobody's around there.
Right. Yeah.
For sure. I went and did a lap around the parking lot on my bike today, just do some wheelies and hang out, and people are still out ripping around, but it's really quiet for sure. Like it's way different.
Yeah, and you see people like, especially Whistler, like the village. Like I was in the village maybe last week and just did like a little lap by the store because I had to grab something, and it was like Skiers Plaza on noon on a sunny day, and there was nobody. It's like, this is weird.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody just saying, Graham was saying on my Instagram here that there's no more Abbey forecasting going on.
Yeah, Avalanche Canada shut it down. Yeah. Yeah,
like I don't disagree, but I mean, people are just going to go out there and now have no information. I mean, who's going out there? I guess, but like they don't want to encourage people. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not commenting on. I guess is my opinion. My opinion is on the fence of that whole program. Like. Yeah,
I know, totally. Well, I mean, I think it's like there was this huge thread on. Are you part of that South Coast touring group on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge thread last week, and it was like I don't know if it was Whistler Search and Rescue or somebody Search and Rescue, and they're like, don't go. Like, and people are like,
It's
well,
so
that's overreaching. And then some people are like, no, you shouldn't. And then people are like, well, there used to be no search and rescue 20 years ago when I toured, so why can't I just be smart? And it's kind of the same thing with avalanche forecasting too, right? So
yeah, but I mean, it's just more about the injury, I guess. Like if you get hurt and you gotta go to hospital.
yeah, no, yeah, you don't want to go anywhere near a hospital right now, and you don't want to use up resources. So, I mean, like I wouldn't
No.
if I was going to go, I wouldn't go up the Duffy. But like if I was just going to still go, maybe I'd tour up Whistler Blackcomb and just ride the runs down. Like I'm like, if it's a powder day, you could just ride down like.
Dude, the groomers would be epic on a pow day right now.
Yeah,
If they probably groomed it, never opened it again. Now it's just sick. So it'd just be like a killer
Yeah.
groomer on a pow day.
Yeah, you don't
Not a
even
bad
need to
idea.
go to the Alpine. You could just go right down the runs, and you just have a really good run, like top to bottom. Right down. That's all I would do if I'd still like to, but again, you gotta like when I was biking last Friday, I had like a little wobble, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, just dial it back. Like,
Yeah.
like the last thing you want to do is crash.
Dude, I can't imagine like if you wipe out and break an arm or something like that. Who was it? This girl Angie Nolan I know broke her toe, and she had just broken her like tailbone not long ago on her
Yeah.
birthday. She'd go to the hospital. She was like she had to wait forever, but everyone was super kind and stuff. It's pretty early on in the whole program, but I can't imagine if you go now like just stressing the emergency ward or whatever it is now. But yeah, I don't think I'll be in the backcountry much, even mountain biking stuff, like even just hitting the trail, even just like biking on the Valley Trail.
Yeah.
I'll do that, but I don't see many people out doing that stuff up here. It seems like it's pretty quiet. I mean, you can't bike obviously right now, but I haven't seen many people posting photos of ski touring and stuff. And I'm on Instagram like all day, so
I know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
My screen time has gone through the roof.
I know, that's the worst thing too. It's like screen time is just like out of control. I'm like, oh man, I got to dial this back.
Yeah, I think my screen time was like 13 hours yesterday. It's
Oh
out
yeah,
of-
you monitor that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch it. I monitor my sleep and my screen time now, so I snore like a champion, dude. Live on your own, I had no idea, dude. I'm ringing the bells all night, man. It's crazy. But
So your phone listens to you while you sleep too, not
Yeah,
just
it's
during
creepy.
the day.
I wake up in the morning, it gives me like all these like readouts of like, was I like what I was snoring, what the noise was, and like I'm like, man, I think I died for like 10 seconds, like around 1:30 last night.
Stop.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but the thing is like,
Is that in the health app? How do you do that?
I had to download it.
Oh, you had to download it. Okay.
Pretty I don't know what it's called. I can't check right now because my phone's occupied by 7 people on the live Instagram
Right.
feed. But yeah, but it's like it's good because I never knew before. So now I listen. I'm like, man, that was a horrible 5 minutes. It just goes by like every 2 minutes, right, or every 3 minutes.
Right.
So like there'll be like a stretch where it's like 2 minutes of just snoring and I stop and you can hear myself roll over and then it's like I'm waiting to hear myself talk, but I don't talk at least. I don't give away secrets or say some random shit, which is good.
Right.
But it is creepy. You wake up in the morning, you hear yourself. It's like being a voyeur. Like
Is it
on your
records
phone.
or you record yourself?
Yeah, it records you for like 8 hours or 6 hours without letting you
Okay.
sleep. And it tells you like you stop breathing here for a minute. Like you're like You start,
Right.
it's crazy, man. Especially if you have a stuffed up nose. It sounds like you're dying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, I know I snore for sure. I've snored sometimes that I wake myself up. I'm like, oh, geez, like,
Yeah.
or maybe that's when I stop breathing. I don't know.
Dude, I mean, like, I've been in the hospital a bunch. Had just been like, sleeping there a bunch when I've been hurt. But I can't imagine how annoying it is. I'm the guy in the, you're on morphine sleeping. You must be snoring like mad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sleep apnea probably. That's what it should be called.
Yeah, sleep apnea.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody, Grandma was just saying, especially if you go to the hospital too, like if you walk in healthy, broken arm, leave with coronavirus or whatever.
Yeah.
Go in there. I don't know. This is like unprecedented times, I guess. But and then I also wonder, like, I hear conspiracy theories. I hear all this stuff of people like this is planned. This is like planned. This is a way for us to be somewhat more controlled and stuff. And I'm just stressing out, dude, about all these different things that are possible. Like I'm either gonna get sick, or the government's gonna mind control me, or I'm not gonna get sick and have no money, or like just I don't understand. There's so many people talking about what the possibilities are, and like everyone's an expert. I'm freaking out. I'm not really freaking out.
No,
but
it's there are experts, but there's a lot of non-experts out there too, just spouting their own opinion.
Yeah, and like I think it's so much misinformation. It's stressing people out. Like people are just like, you go to work and what regularly wouldn't stress you out. Now it's going to put you over the edge, like the copier breaks and you're like, fuck this. And you just freak out,
Yeah.
I don't even have a copier, but
Fair enough.
I don't know. And then people who are just like, I went to the beer store today to the Whistler Brewery, and there's open selling beer.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
No offense to the brewery, but like no one's come by to buy beer and stuff, and just people aren't working, so there's like nothing going on. It must be like people are so bored, I bet.
Oh yeah, completely. That's why we're all on screen times and everyone's spouting ridiculous theories and arguing on Facebook and stuff like that. So. Yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna kill the Instagram live because I got nobody watching. So anyway, thanks everyone for paying attention. Bye.
Or not.
Yeah. Oh damn. 15 viewers. Sick.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I think it's like I work with people in Toronto a lot, and they show me videos of like the Toronto streets, and they are empty.
Yeah, it'd be weird to be in a big city right now.
Well, I think they're doing a better job than Vancouver is.
Yeah, maybe Vancouver is definitely a bit loose, but then dude, my parents just came back from Florida, and I lose my mind every time I talk to them. They're like, they're not quarantining at all, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, my mom got back.
I almost had to hang up on them. Like, they got back, and I was just calling to check up on how they were doing, and then my dad was like, he's kind of a finance guy, and he was like so pissed. He's like, because they were on an island off of Florida, and it was just
what's it
called?
Because my mom's, I think it's private island. There's no cars and stuff.
Yeah.
No kidding. Nevis?
No, that's
Nevis?
not it. What is it?
Because my mom's husband's brother lives on that island. There's no cars. They have no cases of it yet, but they don't know who they've locked it down.
I can't remember what it is, but yeah, they were like, I called them, and I was kind of freaking out, and my mom, I'm like, oh, how's it going? And she's like, oh, we're just at a beach party and all this stuff, and I'm
Jesus.
Like, do you know what's going on?
And they're old, no offense, but they're old.
And they're old, yeah. My mom's 77, and my dad's 76, so they're in that range. And then I talked to them last week, and I think they were just completely oblivious of it, and they're like, it's like we landed in a different country. The media is blowing this completely out of proportion, and they're saying this about Canadian media, and I'm like, what? I'm like, no, it's not. Like, this is serious.
It's very much in proportion, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
they're not even on social media. Like, okay, yeah, if you go on social media, you can blow it out of proportion. But like,
were they flying or were they driving? I guess around the island, they're flying, right?
Well, they take like a little ferry back, and then I think it's near Fort Myers, I guess, which is on the Gulf Coast.
Other side, okay, right.
But yeah, and then they flew back, and they said it was fine, and yeah, I don't know, minimal time in the airports and stuff, and
yeah. My mom just drove back from Florida. She was supposed to be there till the middle of April. She called her insurance company, her and her husband. They're like, yep, you're covered. Even if something happens, you're fine till the middle of, because they pay they don't have like group insurance. They pay just for these trips. And they go for the winter, and they spend they own a place in like a little like retirement home or whatever, in retirement village area, like a golf course and stuff. And she's like, no one there cares. We're all out partying, going to the pool, hanging out. She's like, we got the hell out of there. Right. And but they drove back. She's like, we put everything, all groceries in our car. We disinfected the house, got in the car. We'd get out with gloves on, pump gas, disinfect, put the gloves in the trunk, whatever. And they get back in the car. They're both like 75, whatever, right? 70, so they're not young. And they drove back. She said the streets were busy. People were everywhere. Like they were just driving through, like going through the country, right?
Yeah.
She goes, nobody in Florida gave a shit.
No.
And they got to the border, and they're like, okay, it was pretty quiet. And this guy's like, yep, going through quarantine. Yeah, we will, sure. And now they've been quarantined for, I think we just lost connection. No way.
Did we? I still got you.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, totally. It still says that you're recording the call on the little window. Or maybe you pause now. Or are you just being really still? Okay, I think I lost you now.
Hey.
Oh, there you are.
We're back?
You're back? Yeah, you're back.
5G. Dumb, so I just switched to regular.
Right. Yeah. It's funny how you have to do that.
I don't know. I think I cut back there. She like there was like nobody in Florida cared. The streets were busy. And are we still recording? Fucking better be.
says you're recording.
Yeah, we're still recording.
On this end.
Yeah, we're still recording. She said it was just like chaos, and when I talked to her husband, and he's like, yeah, no one's really concerned. For they're home now, quarantined.
Yeah.
And they've got like, their son. My mom. I guess my brother-in-law. I don't know. What's his kids? I guess.
Right.
Bought a bunch of groceries, filled the house. They're just sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, my brother did that because my brother's still in Toronto too. So, I guess technically, like, my brother shouldn't have picked them up because they're not. That's like not being quarantined. But my brother picked them up at the airport, and then he had bought groceries. He'd gone there and bought groceries and stuff. And
that means he has to quarantine too, then.
But he's not. So.
Really? I mean, whatever. I don't know what to say. Like, I can't. Whatever. I mean, I don't have any. I can't pass judgment, but it is.
Well, I mean, I read articles about like. Well, I guess the boomer generation, and like some of them are like super lax, and it's like I've had other like online conversations. It's like, why are we like the parents, and our parents are now like the teenagers, and we're telling them what to do, and they're not listening and stuff. I'm like, this is total role reversal, and I've had like I think it's 5 or 6 different conversations like that.
I think when you have little years behind you or little years ahead of you, you don't care.
I guess so. Yeah.
The ratio of years behind you or in front of you are probably your level of caringness, right? So when you're 40, you're stressed. You're like, oh my God, midlife. Like, I got so much, like, you have midlife crisis, right?
Yeah.
When you're 80, you're like, wow, fuck, man, I don't know. Like, what, 2 more years, 5 more years, whatever. When you're 6, like, I've only been here for 6 years. I don't know any better. I've been here for 6 years. I'm 6 years old. I think maybe that's what it is. It's like the years on either end of your life is what your caring level is, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
That's my expert opinion. Yeah, I'm gonna put that on Facebook.
Right, there you go.
But I do think that, like, even all age groups are taking it differently, right? Like, everyone's got their own opinion on it. And I was talking to a friend today. He's like, I'm sick of being told what to do. I'm doing my thing. I'm not, I'm practicing this distancing and stuff. And he's like, somebody wants to go for a bike ride. I get yelled at for going for a bike ride.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think there's like, we're not being told to be like in our houses yet, but it's like, well, that was the other thing that I saw today. It was like, it was another Facebook post, and it's like socially distancing. That's like a completely like, what is it? What does that even mean? So people are like, I don't know what that means. And then there was another, I can't remember what the other juxtaposition was. It's like, don't go out or something like that. And it's like, okay, right. That's straightforward. Like, tells you what to do,
Yeah. It should be like, avoid social situations, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like I was out biking with Jeff, just doing like a lap around the village, around the community today. At the trailhead, there's a sign that says there's a trailhead sign that tells you how to operate when you're distancing. Like how far away to be apart and stuff, and like, don't go to the community areas and stuff. And trail's still open, but it seemed like they were just giving you advice on how to operate as a human.
Yeah, but it's funny now. You see like all these people, like they're having conversations and they're all like 10 feet apart or whatever. They're kind of like not yelling at each other, but yeah.
It's almost like a joke, but everyone's still doing it. Like, I'm like, oh, don't come near me, but I'm actually, no, don't fucking come near me. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
stay away.
Hey,
it's
stay
funny,
away.
but it's not funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. I don't know. I just don't think. And now every time I see them, I feel like I'm sick. Every time I see them, oh, my throat's sore. Like, no matter where I go, whatever I read, I'm like, I'm sick, even if I'm not.
That's the paranoia that you have inside your own body right now is insane. Like, oh, I just coughed. Dude. Oh, my throat's a little bit sore. Oh, like, yeah.
Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, my throat's dry. I'm like, oh my God, my throat's dry. Does that mean the virus is making its way from my throat into my like lungs? Like, I'm reading this thing. It's like
I had the exact same thing this morning.
It's like drink warm water and gargle with salt, and don't drink cold fluids because it's not good. And the warm fluid like washes it down your throat into your stomach, and your stomach acid kills the virus. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? I'm not a doctor, but that sounds like the most hokey shit I've ever heard in my life.
I know, right?
I don't understand. And maybe it is right. But dude, I don't understand. Anyway, what are you doing to keep busy, man? What's going on? Let's not talk about the doomsday shit. Let's talk about what you're doing to stay busy.
Well, some bike riding, walks in the woods every day. Way too much screen time, that's for sure.
Oh, dude.
And then looking after the kid when he's here that's a full-time job. Not that I've ever complained about teachers or daycare workers, but I would never ever complain about them moving forward from this point. So
Yeah, like I guess teachers have it. I mean, I guess there must be like, well, they're all on vacation right now. They don't have to do any work, right?
it's all March break, right now. So
Yeah.
can be kind of lax, but
Yeah, my brother and his wife and their kid, they're gonna homeschool them, I guess, and but they gave them the March break off. They're not teaching them now.
yeah.
They're gonna do some homeschooling and stuff, and I'm like, some kids are gonna get some bad education, man. Like if I had a kid, my kid would be an idiot in like 3 months from now if I had to homeschool them all day. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you're a parent, you weren't good at math. Kid's got math. What are you supposed to do?
Well, but I mean, like he's owns only 9, so it's like, okay, I've got math to a 10-year-old, 9-year-old level, no problem. But
I couldn't do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then like even like who knows how long this will last for? But I think there's like I was in going to the beer store, going to the grocery store and stuff, and people are working that it seems to be like you're either like nobody who makes crazy money every year is really in danger. People who are working the front lines are the ones who make least amount of money, who are in the most danger, right? Or in the most like most sketchy predicaments they have to be in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. All the frontline workers.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to manage my emotional state around this stuff because, like, you think about like homeschooling and kids that are in school and the kids that aren't in school and parents that are suffering. And I'm like, man, I'm having I'm lucky to have a job, and I do good at it, but it just seems like it's affecting everybody so differently. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to be a bummer, but man.
No, but like every day is something new. Like it seems like there's no normal anymore. Like everything is new every day almost, which is you just kind of gotta roll with the punches, roll with the changes, and it's like, okay, are we gonna get like completely locked down? Is that what we're waiting for? Like and some people are like almost calling for it. They're like, lock us down, lock everybody down now, so it doesn't spread anymore. And then other people are just fighting against it. So
you think about like lockdown is like, I heard they're gonna start actually enforcing. If you come back from traveling into the Canada, you have to be on a quarantine or legally. That would become legal.
They did that today.
Yeah. So that's like now if you aren't quarantining, so just say your parents are quarantining. Let's just say they are.
Right. Yeah.
Because Trudeau might watch this.
Yeah.
I wonder how well videos do. I wonder if views these, but if you don't, what's the fine? Jail time or a fine? They can't put you in jail. Everybody else gets sick. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the
penalty? It's a fine. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's a fine. It's fine because I watched.
Jail once you're gonna go to jail once you're cured. Like once it's all going, you got 2 months, but not right now.
Yeah,
go home.
Delayed jail.
Yeah.
Because I watched the Trudeau's press conference every morning now. It's kind of like one of the things, and I also watched the BC one at 3:00.
Yeah.
And this morning he was totally getting grilled. There was like two reporters that basically asked the same question back to back. And I guess there were some stories where like there's people who are coming back, like Canadians coming back to Canada, but they masked their symptoms, like just so they could get back, and they fully had it.
The lady who died. That lady who died got the plane and died like a couple hours after. Did you hear about this?
No.
Dude, I read this in the paper today. Or I didn't read the paper. Fuck, I didn't read the paper. I read it online today. But it was like the Star or something like that. And a lady flew back. She was in Asia somewhere, flew in from LA into Toronto, and then she was like dying. Like she was sick on the plane. Like she had the symptoms full blown off the plane, and within hours died from the I always call it the coronavirus. The coronavirus.
Coronavirus. Right.
Dude, I was on mushrooms not long ago, like a couple weekends ago. And it was before it all went down, and we were talking about the coronavirus. Holy shit, dude!
Makes you wear white sunglasses and get frosted
tips. Dude, we Googled it. It was the Jersey Shore guys, like coronavirus underneath it. It was the only picture. It took me half an hour to find the picture. There's no other picture on the internet of it. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh, this lady, she comes in, and they're trying to find out now with the Canadian border guards at the airport how she got through security, because they were her fever was 500, whatever it was. Like she was not doing well. And she didn't make it, which is super sad. But then she's probably just trying to get home. She probably knew she was sick. She must have known, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But then how many people does she infect on the way doing that?
Yeah. Also, my mom and I were talking today, and we're talking about I had some friends who've traveled. I'm sure you've seen them on Instagram. We've been traveling, going surfing and stuff. And I was like, well, what's the risk now? No one's around. Like, if you're not sick and you go on a plane with 2 other people and the plane's got 800 seats.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and then I was talking about, like, you know, when Trudeau's like, everyone come home, Canadians, please come home. And like 100,000 people crossing the border in like a week span.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're just bringing over salad of diseases everywhere they come. It's like all at once.
Yeah,
and my mom was like, she's like, yeah, but now we know everybody is. She's like, now we know. If we're not waiting for any, you know, it's like, it's kind of a smart thing. And I was like, I all these tactics seem like planned out yet arbitrary in some respects, you know, like kind of like, let's try this. But I guess unprecedented time, so no one knows. We're like in new waters here, right? So
it seems like because I've been watching the Trudeau things for maybe like a bit more than a week, and it's like, you know, when it kind of blew up like last weekend that people weren't doing it, and every day he's kind of like a dad. He's like, okay, guys, we're telling you to do this, like, you know, and then like the other day it was like, enough is enough. Like, you guys have to stop doing this, and it's basically like he's giving everyone chances to like try and do this on their self, and it's you know. He hasn't threatened directly, but it's like if everybody does get locked down, it'll be like, okay, we gave you all the chances that you had, but you guys couldn't do it yourself, so we're just going to do it for you, you know? So
I think we're in for a fucking scene, dude. I don't know for sure, but
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know for sure. I've talked to my friend Chris. He's in China right now. I think it's China or Korea. I can't remember. He's like, you guys are gonna feel this in a month. He said, you're gonna feel this in a month. He's like, in a month from now, it's gonna be a scene.
Yeah, I think too. I was thinking like 2 or 3 weeks, and it's gonna kind of start to peak, like get kind of crazy. But the States is where it's really gonna go down. The States is not good.
What is happening, man? Like, why? That guy's a fucking idiot. I can't. Yeah. I mean, I don't know politics. I don't pretend to know them. I don't know math. I don't know geography very well. I don't know anything really well. Science. I don't know shit. But that guy's a fucking idiot. I don't care. That sounds like a. I read today how he's like. There was a speculation. I think it was in the Atlantic, whatever kind of paper that is. I don't know where it's from, but they were saying that he got reports that it's like the 6 of his top hotels are like losing money. So he's like, it was the day after he found that out that he called that we got to get the economy back going again.
Yeah. And
I was like, whatever, if that's right or wrong, coincidence everywhere. Like people out, but you can line up pretty much anything. Eddie Bravo the shit to death, but dude, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, big time.
Like
and just completely incapable, and like you couldn't have a worse guy at the head of the wheel. You know, right now it's like you could put anybody there who would be a better choice.
Like I'm gonna give some people like room for making mistakes. Like, you know, if you're trying, like Trudeau, he's got issues, done some dumb shit, but I feel like, you know, sometimes you can like, hey, you know, we're all trying to do something new here. We're uncharted waters, so we're like making mistakes. But he's like, fuck it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
He's like,
at least Trudeau's like I don't agree with Trudeau on a lot of things too, but like at least he's acting like a leader right now. Like at least he's like trying to remain calm. And Trudeau, Trump is like
Trump like flicks that report out of the screen, like just flicks. Oh man, I can't. That guy.
I can't watch him. I can't listen to him.
Fucking idiot. Yeah. I don't know. I feel sorry for the world. I feel sorry for the fact that, like, people from the U.S. when they come into our country at some point, like, I feel bad for a lot of people who are just trying to like live their life, and I don't know. Yeah. I understand the economic downturn is a fucking troubling time for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, but that's a scene down there, man. I'm glad our borders are shut for now.
Yeah. Do you go on Worldometer? Do you go to that site?
No, what is that?
Oh, you should check that one out. It's not good, but you should check it out.
What do you mean? Like, is it like, it's like a barometer? Is it pronounced thermometer?
Yeah. Worldometers.info, and then there's one for coronavirus, and it gives you daily updates of like what's going down in the world, how many cases there are, how many people are dying, how many new deaths there are today.
Oh.
And, yeah.
I saw that. My buddy Matt's got that on his he's got one of those like illegal television boxes. You can watch like 5,000 channels right now or whatever.
Oh yeah.
He's got this thing where it's like a map. It's like a heat map of the world.
Right. Yeah.
And it shows you like in real time the ticking bomb we're all involved in. People like deaths and cases and everything else going on. Like it tallies them as
share screens. Okay, one sec. Is this gonna work?
Be cool if you could share a screen and would video it. I don't know.
Can you see this?
I can see a black screen. Oh, yep.
Yeah, so this is it here.
So cases. Didn't the U.S. just pass?
Yeah, so that's like total cases and then total deaths. And then it gives you like, yeah, the U.S. is like third right now in the world, but they had like 11,000 new cases today in the States. It's like
just today? That's today?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
So they were down like around like Iran and Germany at the time. They went boom right back up to fucking holy shit.
And then like there's like something, I don't know what happened. Like Quebec just has gone crazy. Like
they got lit up. Well, all the people coming back, Ontario and Quebec, all the people from the snowbirds and travelers are from Ontario. All the old people, they're coming back.
Yeah.
Because no one in BC travels to Florida for the winter.
No, not really. So
I would guess, you know.
And then you can click on the countries, and so this is Canada.
Wow, we got a low number of recoveries.
Yeah, but I think you can click on, where did I see it? Oh, I went to another site. It gives you sources here or something like that.
Wish there was something that said like, you know, if they'd said like country, like age, the average age of every country versus like the infection rate, death rate, and recovery rate. Somehow had a correlation, because everyone just speculates like, oh, Italy's an old country. I live in Italy, smokes. You're like, yeah, but what are the numbers behind all these different countries? Like, you know, what's the youngest? What's the youngest? Whoa, we got 3,500 cases.
Yeah, so that's Canada, and then you can break it down province by province and stuff.
Whoa, so. Quebec? Wow.
Yeah.
How did they just skyrocket?
I know, it's crazy.
The French like the party, man. Strip clubs.
Communal poutine?
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, poutine's infectious, but it's warm and it should wash the stuff into your stomach so that you're...
Right, yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard, and if it's right, it still sounds dumb as shit.
Anyways, yeah, it's a crazy site, and I probably spend too much time on it.
Wait, what are those goggles? Those are sweet looking goggles.
What?
Yeah, what's it? You gotta send me that link when we're done here.
Worldometers. Worldometers.info/coronavirus.
Worldometer?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Damn. All right. I dare you to try to unshare your screen now if you're hanging up.
Oh, I think I can do it. Sharing screen. Stop screen sharing. Stop sharing.
Oh, sweet.
There you go.
It's been 37 minutes. Wow. Yeah. We talked about a lot of crazy shit, man. So, any news on Tool and?
Oh, you know what that is?
Oh.
They're doing. Have you heard
they're
about
yelling the bells for everybody who's like.
Everyone's cheering the healthcare workers at 7:00.
That's really cool.
So I should.
That's fantastic.
Clap them out as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we did it last. They did it last night, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Is that Lauren?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's really cool, man. People are getting fucking like. Seen those pictures of like the people in the healthcare system who have like the bruises and like the under their eyes where it's all warm, the goggles. Man, could you like I know a few nurses and people up here, and I don't think it's probably too crazy up here, but
man, you see them all suited up. Like you see photos from the Whistler Healthcare Center, and they're all suited up and like the crazy like.
Could you imagine going to school, think you want to help people like you know, just like in a sense that you think you understand what health is, and all of a sudden this happens to you like at any time in your career. Imagine you just finished school like last September and you got a job as a nurse.
Yeah, just thrown into the deep end.
Hey, check this out. You're like, boom, you know?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Those people deserve every bit of gratitude and fucking money they can get, man, because I don't understand. Like in Italy, when you have to choose who comes.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's crazy. Like
it's not arbitrary. It's like this person there's a cutoff at this point. Like
yeah, fuck. It's like it's full on wartime triage. Like it's like okay, we got to make decisions. You know, and it's like how do you make that decision? You know. You
know, and we aren't used to, like our world now is so soft. Like 150 years ago, or whatever, 50, 60 years ago, whatever it was, when there was wars happening, people just die in the street. They have like, you know, diphtheria, or they got like, you know, some kind of like E. coli virus or whatever it is, and they die. And it's like a lot more like common that people don't live very long and they can't like you get a sore thumb, you get chop your arm off way back in the day. But now we're so soft that like this kind of stuff happens. And I'm not discounting like anybody back in the day, but I feel like anybody now, but like you're just not prepared. Like you just don't, and it's innocently you're not prepared. You know, it's like innocent ignorance almost. All of a sudden you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like you think about the people in our world who like they haven't like the majority, like it's probably like 95% have never seen. Like even my parents, like my parents were born who are 76 and 77. They were born when World War II was over. Like and there's been nothing like that's been even close to this. Like
Yeah.
and even in Canada, like where
Yeah.
I'm sure World War II. It's not like our country was being attacked in World War II. We were obviously a huge part of the war and stuff like that. And there was, rationing and whatever and whatnot. But it's like, yeah, this is the craziest thing that's happened to the
We're a bunch of
world in
softies,
the
man.
long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we are. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I could psychologically handle seeing people like having to make that choice. I don't think it's happening here yet, I'm sure, but it will maybe
No.
some point. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough, man. Okay. We've been talking about some heavy stuff here on a regular basis.
Right.
And I think it's cool. I think it's
hard not
good to
to.
talk about. I think people need to hear this kind of stuff. And like even my opinion, if it's wrong or right, I think start sparking conversation is a big deal. But the fucking Tiger King, have you seen this, dude?
I started watching it last night.
I don't want it to end. Like, holy shit. It's almost got as much press as the coronavirus for sure.
I know it went off yesterday on social media. I'm like, what is this Tiger King thing? And then I watched. I think we only watched like 2 episodes last night maybe, and I was like, oh my god, this show is like too much.
I go to bed. I didn't want it to end. I was like, nope, I can't watch anymore because I don't want to be done. I don't want it to be over. I was like, I'm here till it's over. I'm like, you know what? I got to go to bed. I'm glad we're doing this podcast early because I got 2 hours to watch this shit.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I can't imagine. Oh, man.
What episode are you at then?
When I met Chuck Testa, the fucking taxidermist guy with Berard in California a few years ago,
Right. Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And he was eccentric. This guy is a fucking nightmare. Like, and also the dude who's the producer, the filmer guy, the documentary filmer guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy too. Like that guy, like fuck that guy. I don't know. This show is out of control.
Yeah, it's super funny, and it's just like I think it can only happen in the States. It can only happen in the States, like something like that. Like it's in
so
Florida,
American.
right?
What is this? Like it's
like that Joe Exotic guy's in Oklahoma, and then the other guy, like there's 3 places, like Joe Exotic.
The dude with the long white hair who's got like all the girls who are different wives.
He's in like Georgia or something, and then the big cat conservation lady who seems to be a giant hypocrite because she just has big cats too.
She's a murderer, first of all. She's a murderer, and
I didn't get to that part. Don't start.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she might be. Shit,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, I kind of got teasers about that, but anyways, but she seems like a giant hypocrite because she charges people to come see the cats anyways. But yeah, the Joe Exotic guy, it takes it all, like for sure.
Yeah, I won't talk about any more of this from, but the crazy part is the one guy. So you've met all the guys. The guy with the long white hair who's got like 5 wives.
Yeah, the yogi. He's like a yogi guy too, like Doc or whatever.
Yeah, and the other guy has like 5 husbands. Like
yeah.
They're the
he's got 5 husbands.
No, he's got like not 5. He's got like 3.
He's got 2 husbands, and where I'm at, he's got 2 husbands.
Yeah, sorry, he's got 2. Sorry, I just want to make a better story here. Embellishment is key, but it's just like I can't, dude. Can you just watch the rest of it so we can talk about it because it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you know what the other one is? There's another good one too, and because I don't know if you have Crave anymore, but did you hear about the?
Somebody logged into yours and knocked me out because I don't have enough. There's too many people using your Crave. Sorry.
The McMillionaires. Have you heard about that? Did you hear about that scam?
The guy who scanned McDonald's for like 20 years or whatever.
Through the Monopoly.
Yeah, I have not seen it, but I've heard about it.
There's a documentary on Crave about it too, and it's pretty interesting as well.
Is he a regular guy or is he a shit show? A shit show.
Well, they kind of don't.
Or is it a group?
I think the main guy, I think the criminal guy actually died, so they don't really. But it's just like it's such a crazy circle of like, it's like involved like the mafia, and then this one guy started it, and they couldn't figure out how he was stealing the McDonald's because he was stealing the game pieces. And then just spreading them around to people he knew, but then was extorting them and stuff. Like, it's just this crazy story. Like,
I wonder.
It's a good one, too.
Like, that's a genius to figure that out, probably, right? He's probably a fucking, like, he's got to be some kind of, is that a clairvoyant? No, what's it called? What's Rain Man? Like,
autistic.
Yeah, is that something like that? Is that, like...
I don't know. I don't know if he was, but he was basically, like, hired as the security, because it's kind of complicated. Like, Did
he work for McDonald's?
No, McDonald's basically hired this marketing firm to run the game for them, And then the marketing firm hired another company to print the tickets, and because basically the tickets were like money, like they were super high security on them.
Yeah.
But
Well,
then
yeah. 'Cause
somehow he got into being a security, like he worked for them, but then he was still stealing them or something like that. So
you know what's crazy is that who do you know who's ever won? You know anybody?
McDonald's?
Yeah. You know anybody's ever won?
No.
Anybody's ever won the lottery?
No.
You know anybody's ever won anything like significant?
Oh,
Nobody.
I do know someone who won. I got a friend of mine who used to work at Summit. He won what is it? One of the BC hospitals ones, and he won like $2 million.
Holy
Or
shit, right?
he won like the big house or
The
whatever.
house. Which is
Whatever the
like
BC
$2 million.
hospitals one it is, yeah.
Wow.
And
Good for him.
yeah, he used to work in Pemberton, and now he lives on the island.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
I know somebody who won the lottery twice. That's the only person I know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, except for the kid who owns the store downstairs, but that's a different story.
Right.
But a friend of mine, through a friend in Ontario, they won like 300 grand the first time and then 700 grand the second time, like within like 2 years apart.
Jeez.
And that's all I know. And I see is like I buy lottery tickets all the time. I win like I think the most I've won is $120. But that McDonald, I gotta watch that. What's it called? It's called McMillions, McMillionaire.
McMillionaires, I think, or McMillions or something like that.
Okay.
So if you
Yeah,
can
right.
find it, it's good.
Damn. I wonder how like, damn. That's a crazy thing to figure out. It's almost like counting cards times a million.
The other funny one that we just watched is on Netflix is 100 Humans. That's kind of interesting.
Is it? I haven't seen. Oh,
Basically, they take 100 humans from like all demographics, all ages, male, female. They don't even give them names. They're like, oh, human 28, like, and it's like they put them through like, so it's all these like, oh, do people have like social biases? Do people, are they more likely to do something like fearful when they're happy? And they put them through all these like social experiments and stuff like how do you put your toilet paper on your on the toilet and stuff like that?
Paper under, paper over, yeah, all that
paper
shit.
under, paper over, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny. Like, and the people who do it, I think they're kind of acting like researchers, but I think there's 3 people. I think they're all comedians, so they're pretty funny. So
yeah, it sounds like a pretty good. What do you do? I don't even follow the toilet paper. I just put toilet paper like I put it on the fucking thing, and it's either under or over toilet paper. I don't really pay attention. It still rolls.
Always over.
Always over. You nerd.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I even bother.
Like a waterfall goes always over.
Well, that makes sense because it's the way it's supposed to go. It's because whatever the hotels do, I think is probably the right way to do it. That's over.
Yeah.
Because then they make little like they fold it, make little.
Oh yeah, with the corners. Yeah, I don't do that.
Oh, yeah, I assume. Every time you leave the bathroom. Yeah, I got the Netflix thing, man. It's funny because I was so related because like I was watching like I watched like Crocodile Dundee and like Police Academy and like this was getting going. I'm like I'm gonna watch all the shit I can find first. I don't waste the good stuff, the new stuff.
Yeah.
Because right now, like it's gonna get long, man. I'm gonna plow through Netflix in no time.
I feel like I need to watch Groundhog Day because every day is kind of like Groundhog Day now. So.
Is that on Netflix right now? It must be.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Do you find like, well, you're kind of on a regular schedule because you're still working, but I'm like, what day is it? I'm like, I don't even know what day it is. Like, yesterday was Tuesday, and I'm like, is it Friday today? I'm like, no, it's Tuesday. I'm like, oh shit, like.
Yeah, that's happening. I don't really know. I only know what day it is when I know what day it is. Yeah, but I like when you don't work when you have like no obligation, nothing else. Like things just free up when you have like. You either keep yourself busy and know what day it is, or like let things just kind of like, take some time, just decompress, right?
Yeah.
Decompose, I guess.
Decompose.
Yeah. I don't know. I envy and I don't not having to work right now. Like I'm happy. I'm stoked what I do. I like what I do, but it'd be fun to just like have nothing to do.
Yeah. Yes and no. But I still find myself really busy. Like I had to do something else today to apply for. Like I applied for EI like last week or whatever, and then I had to do something else today.
Yeah.
And it took me like 2 hours to do that.
Oh yeah, well it takes time. They don't make it easy.
No, you have to go through all these steps and stuff.
If I want you to do 10 push-ups and then do some kind of like post your favorite photo.
The other one, the push-up challenge. That is another one.
We talked about that. Are you doing push-ups? Oh, why is the battery in my computer gonna die? This thing's pretty fucking brand new. Yeah, it's almost been an hour. Jeez.
You gotta plug it in.
My plug's in the kitchen, and I don't want to. I got time.
All right.
We probably should. We're talking about Netflix right now. What else are we gonna fucking talk about?
I don't know. Yeah, the music. You touched on the music thing. I think all the concerts are going to be like
Oh yeah.
delayed for sure. Like Rage for sure is.
So
Well,
they
Rage
delayed
already
it. Are they
postponed.
gonna, have they talked
No,
about
postponed. They
postponing? Or
didn't
they?
cancel. Yeah, they didn't cancel. They postponed. And then Tool has like because they're touring like right now, and I think they said up to because that's at the beginning, the end of May, and I think they said they've postponed all the shows until the beginning of May. So, but I don't know. Like, how long do you think this is going to go on for? Like, I always kind of think about that. I'm like,
Um, I thought about it a lot, and I think that it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna be like people are gonna be like fucking fighting for food and stuff.
you think so? It's going to get like that here? I don't think it's going
I
to get like
think
that
so.
here. Yeah, I think so.
I think that it's gonna get to the point where like people, well, because people don't have any work, they won't have any money to buy food. Like they're gonna be like, I think the government's gonna have an issue with the stimulus package. I think they're gonna have a hard time getting that going. So people are gonna be struggling for that.
Yeah.
And then I think if this like the virus keeps escalating for the next month, it's going to take time for the trickle off before they actually release the whole like program. Like
Yeah.
if you look at what China was doing, we aren't doing that. So we aren't doing these like test sites and we're doing the same thing. So we haven't even been able to like track who all has the virus as good as China has. I actually don't know, but I feel like
Well, yeah, it seems testing in Canada is pretty lax, and I think like the numbers are going to go crazy because like I think once they actually start testing more people, it'll be like whoa, like
I think that it's going to be the fall before normal's in sight.
oh yeah, you think so? Crazy.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, like what's happening right now, like nothing's really crumbled yet, right? Like nothing's actually crumbled. You know,
No,
like
not in Canada.
stock market's
Not even
falling.
not even Italy. Like things are still going forth in Italy. Like Italy's probably like the worst, and Spain's probably the worst right now. Like in Europe,
I
but
think
like,
the biggest wild card is the U.S. If the U.S. goes fucking sideways, we're in trouble.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
And the rate it is, it's all speculation. All these like fearmongers and everything else freaking out, but I don't know for sure. I can only read the news. I don't know what's true or false, to be honest. And I think it's too hard to decipher until it actually all comes out. But I think it's the U.S. is pivotal for us, and it's great to see. It's not great, sorry. It's interesting to see that China is like bouncing back. If they bounce back before the U.S. bounces back, they're in charge.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, for sure. Well, and I think they will just because the timing, happened. Like even you go on that site, like that Worldometer site, and like they're still getting new cases in China, but like way like they're definitely on the down curve. Like it's like they only had 67 new cases today. The U.S. had 11,000, so it's like they're kind of like.
I wonder what the biggest 1 day increases around the world. Like is that the biggest U.S. one? Was 11,000 in 1 day? Is that the biggest?
From what I've seen so far, I think that's the biggest one. Yeah, the U.S. has been going it's been going up a lot lately. Like it's been like 9,000 the past 2 days, and today was 11,000. So,
jeez, man, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Again, I'm just guessing, but I feel like the U.S. is the biggest teeter-totter for us. For the not for the world. Europe and everything else will figure their shit out. But for North America, I guess Mexico's involved in North America. Mexico's North America, right?
Yep.
Like I don't get why. Like I don't hear about
they're low.
Like warmer countries don't seem to be. I mean, this sounds so dumb maybe on my part, but I feel like South American countries don't have the same numbers. It's not the same thing going on. I mean, they're not testing obviously as much.
Well, I think what they're saying, like it hasn't spread. Like so right now, it's kind of in all these first world countries where travel is more prevalent, and so it hasn't spread to the lesser countries. And then also like Mexico and the warmer like sort of tropical countries might be fine, but then it's basically been kind of winter in the northern hemisphere, and then they're worried it's going to bounce to the southern hemisphere when it gets to be winter down there.
Oh god,
and then
man!
As it bounce back and forth, or it's like crazy because.
I don't know. Well, I don't even know. I think we're all a bit naive still.
Mexico's really low though. I'm looking at this chart still, and it's like they've only had 5 deaths. And there's only 400. There's only 400 cases in all of Mexico.
I mean, how much is a cartel murder in Mexico?
Yeah, more than that every day.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I wonder if this will, like, people talk about how this might unite the world more. I don't know, man. I think it's helping people get a race to the top again, Like,
that is the weird thing. Yeah.
It's like, will it unite people? It might unite people, but it won't unite countries, Like, it might unite myself with somebody else in a different part of the world, but it won't unite politicians and politics. They're going to be like, it's the behind the scenes is like, we got to get to the top, and if we can come out of this virus first, we stay on top. Maybe that's why Trump's trying to get his shit back together, because he's like, if our economy fails, we're no longer the economy that everybody cares about.
Yeah, but that's where Trump's screwing up, because he's like, we want it to be American, like because he didn't take like test kits, or he's not taking help from like China or something. Like he's like, oh, we got to make everything. So it's like he was offered all these test kits apparently, and maybe ventilators.
China offer like 5 million test kits, something like that. They offer like a big crates of test kits, right?
Yeah, I think it was the World Health Organization offered it all, but he refused it.
Who?
Or Trump did, like World Health Organization. Yeah,
I know.
Exactly.
Sorry, that's yeah. I don't. Predictions for me are just random guesses, man. But what do you think? You think we got time on this? You think we're like? I don't know.
I don't think we have time. Like I think it needs to get shut down as soon as possible, so it doesn't go as long as possible. It's almost like if there's short-term pain, if we get shut down like right now for like a while, then it's. I mean, if it just keeps going the way it is, like people are casual about it, like casual.
Yeah, it's tough, man. No one's fucking paying. Like, I mean, when I say no one, I'm generalizing, but like, do you think more than half the population is actually paying attention to this in BC, specifically?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think half the population is following this like stay indoors type thing, or you think it's like 50-50?
No, I think half. Like I think something like I saw a Canadian poll and it was like 70-30. Or 70% do.
70% following it.
But I mean, even like the 30% can still screw the rest of it. It almost has to be like, no, it's like everybody has to be totally serious about this, you know? Like,
yeah. I heard somebody talk about like they should like lock it down for 2 weeks. Like lock it down for 2 weeks, nothing for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and see what happens.
I heard this one where I heard somebody else talk about like they should like start giving people who are healthy and well the virus to get the herd movement going, where it's like.
Right.
They were saying like 60 to 70%, if they had 60 to 70% of the people in the country could have it and get past it, that would alleviate this issue. And like, I guess it's herd something, the herd
mentality. Yeah, but I think they want to stretch it. Like they don't like the problem with the exponential growth is that it just overwhelms the healthcare system right away. So it's like they want to kind of spread it out, and like everybody might have it, and some people barely have any symptoms, I guess, when they do get it. So it's like
I've got it for sure. Sorry, but yeah, like people, like you said, sorry, people have the systems. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So just to stretch it out over a longer period of time so it doesn't overwhelm the healthcare system, I guess, is the main idea. But yeah.
Well, man.
Challenging and interesting times.
I know, dude. I kind of get sometimes I get sad. Sometimes I'm like, we got this, and I'm like, man, I just like. Why is it gotta be so tough? Why can't just things be fucking more simple, you know? Like.
Yeah, I have freakouts like maybe once every 3 days or something like that. So.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, like, I really appreciate people talking. I appreciate these podcast stuff, and I appreciate like, I put up dumb shit on Instagram, and I don't know. I mean, I think I'm handling pretty well. If anybody's out there having trouble with it, man, you just hit me up. People can talk to me. I'll try and make you laugh, or at least try to make it not so hard on people. But.
I think that's the important thing, yeah. Like just to reach out to, you know, that we are all in this together, and it's like, yeah.
Like I had a good Skype with my 2 buddies back in Ontario. I haven't talked to them in years. I'm like, hey boys, what's up? And they're on their front lawn drinking beers, like hanging out, like by him and his wife, just they're doing nothing, right? And my other buddies inside, and we just sat around. We talked for like 2.5 hours on FaceTime, man. And I haven't talked to those guys in years. It was really cool. We talked to them, but I haven't had a good chance to hang out, like, you know, like be in their lives for a bit. And I mean, I'm meeting their kids for the first time on FaceTime, which is kind of cool. So I think it's just like we're lucky we have the technology right now, I think, to be able to talk to people. And I think we need to use it. You know, we're doing push-ups and stuff, but fuck push-ups, man. Call someone, you know, fuck whatever it is, you know, call someone, talk to them. I think, you know, push-ups are great. Do the push-ups, but like, and get everybody involved, but just call someone, man. Talk to people, I guess. I don't know. It might sound cheesy, but I mean, no one's calling me. I'm not doing push-ups, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing is like the connection's there. We're able to do it. I think we just need to like hear somebody else's voice once in a while, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Check in with people.
Yeah. Call your parents.
Yeah.
Tell them to fucking stay inside.
I know.
Yeah. Tell your parents to do push-ups, man. See how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got a full-on low battery alert now. So.
All right.
All right. Well, Evan, man, it's good to talk to you, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
Let's call this off. But we had some good chats. I think watch the rest of Tiger Champion or Tiger King, whatever.
So, yeah, it's what we can do. Watch. We'll watch like a couple episodes every night. But yeah, it's got us stuck for sure. So
I'm gonna find McMillions.
Yeah.
Gotta watch it out. But yeah, man, it was good to chat. Yeah. And when we get out, we'll try to go do something soon. I don't know. We should even just Skype again, just chat. But yeah. Sure. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man. Thanks for chatting. This is like a reunion, podcast reunion from back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
The OGs.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna post this. Any issue thing we talked about? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna post it in a few minutes. It's pretty easy to edit. I don't have to worry about doing any audio edit, so I should be able to just post it up. I'm hoping there's no silence from me. I'm hoping I actually did record my audio because there's no way to tell.
Right.
It could just be you talking.
It'll just be me talking, and those people.
It would be hilarious, actually. I might just put that up.